Hi, how are you? Welcome
I'm
back.
okay. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Good, good.
I'm checking the air quality. Okay, so the air quality here is now 74, which is moderate, but it was at like 200 on Friday.
That's bad, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you are at. How's it down there?
I haven't been outside yet. I went jogging this morning at like
You
4 or
should have. You
4:30.
should have. The air quality there is 155. It's unhealthy.
Oh, so I should only disc golf for a couple hours today.
Everyone may begin to experience health effects. Members of sensitive groups may experience more serious health effects. The air quality is unhealthy.
Then I'll only disc golf for a little bit.
You only for a little bit. It's so strenuous.
I know.
So what
I
did you do
know.
this weekend?
What's that?
What did you do this weekend? I kind of want to make fun of you, but I don't know if I'm going to do it live or if I'll wait until after we're not live and I'll just do it to your face.
For my driving?
Um, I forgot about that, but yeah, let's talk about that. So you met me at Angels Camp this weekend to give me. Oh, I should show my shirt. To give me a shirt. Your friend made me a shirt, and you were leaving. And I always tout that you are the hi Jennifer. I've been thinking about you. Her husband's sick. Um, so I always tout that you're like the best driver. You're a great driver, and then my friend that I hang out with in Murphy's, you two are like the best drivers. I feel super safe in your cars, right? All the time. So your friend tells me that you guys already made it there because you were driving fast. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like Ian, right?
We can
And I
try our
was
best.
like, okay. And then you're leaving the McDonald's and you almost hit a car in the turn lane. A red
Okay.
car. You should have seen it.
Nobody, this is my argument then too. Nobody pointed out the fact that when I saw the car at the last minute and there was a brief moment of panic with the, oh my God, what the hell do I do? That I navigated up around the car, back down, and then proceeded, didn't skip a beat.
Okay. So I see you go off and then I see you turn right when you should have been turning left. And I'm like, why is he? Oh, there's a car there that he had to go around the car and drive. Terrible.
Effortlessly. Effortlessly.
Yeah.
What are you going to make fun of me for? Let's do it. Rip it off like a band aid.
I'm not making fun of anybody, okay? I'm not trying to like make anybody uncomfortable or anything. But I don't know. I think that you would be more private about your dating life. And I'm just seeing photos of you all over the internet and it's weirding me out. And
I get that.
if you're cool with it, that's fine. But I don't know. I don't know. I
Well,
think maybe you should tone it down.
well, I mean, I haven't really posted any, but no, I get that. I get that. I don't know. I mean, a lot of this part, a lot
You
of
and
this
I
stuff is kind of,
are just very different people, I guess. We're
yeah.
just
Well,
very
no. I mean, it's just things I never really thought about. Like these are things I never really considered. I never considered how much lighting makes a difference.
That's
Where's
why I
my?
told you to talk to you about it off the air because I was like, I don't want to call him out right here, but I just, and I'm worried about you is all.
I totally get that. No,
You are a,
these are things I just
you
never
are
really thought of.
a figure.
What's that?
You're a public figure.
I just never really thought about these things, like I haven't really been posting anything, and whenever I talk to anybody, I always like, just don't tag me. But then I feel weird, that's a really good conversation because I feel weird not posting pictures, and I feel weird telling people like don't post pictures of me.
That I
And
understand as well because there's this podcast, and I think we've talked about it before, and it's called Girls Gotta Eat. It's really dirty if you're not, it's two women who are funny, but really dirty. So not safe for work, okay? But one of the girls said, if you can't post a photo of me on your social media, you're not getting any, right? Like you should. So I understand where the women are coming from that you're hanging out with, and where you're coming from, like you don't want to be that jerk and be like, don't post photos of me, which I
yeah,
totally understand on a normal level, but you like we don't like to say it all the time, but you're a public figure. It's different. It's weird.
I get it. I get it. I get it. And those are, you know what? Those are things I just haven't really navigated before. So
You're okay.
like,
That's fine. If you're okay with it, that's fine. But I just want, as your friend, to let you know that the women in my age group that have all been out here dating all of these guys, they all talk. So if you are not dating one woman, like,
oh yeah, no, I get that.
blunt about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But I've never
Okay.
been a multiple dater anyway.
Never. That's not who you are, really.
Yeah.
That's who
So
I am. And that's
no,
probably why I
totally.
take photos of guys, because I don't want people to know. Like there's the guy I hang out with up here. People who know us don't even know what's going on. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, the
and
paparazzi, David. He's got the paparazzi.
because I never really, because I, you know, like I said, I never really thought about it before. You know, like you make a really good point. But like my whole thing was like I just didn't want to post pictures or be tagged in anything, just you know, for the kids. And then you know, because like the divorce right now, like every single thing that I'm doing is under a microscope, and so my whole thing was just like, just for that purposes, I don't, you know, like I don't want every little thing that I do scrutinized. You know, so it's like because it's this thing where like I find out the things that I'm doing before I know that I'm doing those things. You know, so like. I just don't that for that part. I just want that part, you know, kind of buttoned up. But I never really thought about the other aspects of it. I don't know.
I don't know, but I see where you're coming from, and I see where she's coming from, because it would annoy me sometimes too. But
Yeah, I never really thought about that before. Like, there's just something I never really put a whole lot of thought into.
Dating for me is different than dating for you. Dating for women is way different than dating for men.
Way different.
So
The rules are all different. The rules are so different. Like,
it's so much easier for you guys.
oh, it is not.
Yes, it is. All you have to do is be interested in a woman. They're like,
That
okay.
is not true. That is not true. That is not true.
Okay. What is
Women,
it? Okay. We have to wait for you guys to call us first. We have to blah, blah, blah. Don't be
only because if we call you right away, then we're clingy. Then we're like too into you. Then we're like, whoa, this guy's like coming way too quick.
Yeah, but then if we come after you, then we're thirsty and we're clingy. So we have to just sit around and wait and play the stupid game.
Well, I don't know. That's not me, right? Like,
you know what? Maybe it's just because that's the guys I choose, right?
Well, so I was talking to somebody about this over the weekend, right? And maybe at our age, or maybe just with children in general, dating is just different because there's like if you're in your 20s when you're dating, or when you're single and you don't have kids and you're dating, you want dates planned, and there's rules about when you can call, and you know, you got to do these certain things like the chivalry things and stuff like that. But the reality is that like when you're dating somebody with kids, I've got two, and if they've got two or three, well, then that's 5 kids in the mix. You're talking about 7 people total. So you're talking about dating in little tiny pockets where the kids aren't involved. And then if the kids ever do get involved, you have to be super careful about that too, because you don't know where things are going, and it's just kind of like a feeling things out. So it's, I feel like for dudes, I'm finding out if you want to do it right, it's far more difficult than I think people will give it credit for.
Yeah.
But I guess I feel the same way for women too. But I feel like in today's dating world, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
A guy who kind of likes an aggressive woman. You want to be told that nice things. Like you want to hear it. Like you want to be called back. You want to be texted back right away. Like you're not one of these, like the guys that I did that are like, you text me too much. I'm like, I'm responding.
I want transparency. That's my thing. I want transparency. I don't like that part where it takes like a month to figure things out about somebody, right? I'm 43. Anybody that I'm going to be dating is going to be in their 30s or their early 40s. And that means that they have 30 years of stuff piled up. I want to know what that stuff piled up is. And when I date somebody,
and I'm blunt and I'm open and I'll tell you anything, but it like really bit me with the last guy. So now I'm kind of like, I'm still a little, scared.
I throw it all on the table. When I'm dating somebody, like within the first week, you're going to find out. I don't got a whole lot of money. I'm going through a divorce. I got a couple of kids and they take a whole lot of time, right? Like I'm going to put all that stuff on the table because I don't want 3 months down the line for somebody to come around and be like, well, this isn't really kind of what you said you were all about. Like I just want it out there. I've got some issues.
I agree with you. See, but like lately I've just been, I've been taking my time a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, so this weekend the smoke is cleared up. It looks nice out here. It's looking better out here if you guys want to see.
You were almost evacuated, weren't you?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Was it scary?
Yeah, a lot of people hit me up, but I have friends in Vallecito I was a little bit more worried about. I had one friend who was actually evacuated, and then my friends at Steveno, they thought they were going to be evacuated, but they were like right on the border where Highway 4 is. So they got lucky, but they showed me pictures from their house, and that was pretty scary.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go out on my girlfriend's houseboat this weekend. It was a ladies' weekend on the houseboat. We're supposed to do poker run. That was canceled. So like you can even hear it. Like I have yuck throat from the smoke up here, but thankfully, it didn't. That's all that we had to deal with anyway.
I went to Santa Cruz last week for a few days, and beautiful, like no smoke. So nice. I always forget how close to the coast we are, like how close to just.
Are you more of an ocean guy? I'm more of a lake girl. I don't like the salt, and I don't like the sharks. So I'd rather be at the lake. But you go to the ocean a lot.
Yeah, you know what? I go to the ocean, okay, because I like the lakes that we have in the valley, but I mean, how do I say this without, sounding awful? The ocean, I think, is just prettier than some of our reservoirs.
Yeah, and people leave the trash behind, pisses me off.
So, but I like the cooler weather. I like the wind.
Mm-hmm. You need to come up to the lakes up here.
And I do. What lake was I at this weekend? Toulouse or Toulouse, or I don't even know how to pronounce it. Little tiny lake, itty bitty tiny PG&E lake.
Was it Latude?
That might have been it, or it was just outside of San Andreas. Yeah, Jackson. So we did that, but I'm an ocean guy. I like the smell. I like the piers. I like ocean fishing. I like the cooler weather. I'm just an ocean guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ocean guy. Okay. Today is Beach Day, isn't it? National Beach Day.
Today's National Beach Day.
And it takes. You've caught people on the beach before.
I have. So I used to live near Santa Cruz. I lived in Campbell. And I did, when I was first starting to do radio, my buddy had a radio show at UC Santa Cruz, but he didn't want to do it all the time. His name was Gus. And so he would let me go up there and do it, or I'd do it with him. It was a lot of fun. We called it the 7 string. It was like we were trying to be shock jocks on college radio. We were like 19, 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
But whenever I would take girls up there, because we go on dates and go to Santa Cruz, the beach was always my go-to. I love the Santa Cruz beach at night, and it wasn't really busy that way. It's a little different now than it was then.
I do like the ocean at night. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So there's a little spot in Santa Cruz where if you walk along the beach, there's a cave that goes all the way back, but it doesn't go too far back. It's just back enough that it's a cave, More than one time, I've walked with somebody, we've walked by that cave, and it was being used basically as a hotel room.
Just waiting out in the public, right? That's something I would do.
Just out there.
I've been caught while I was hiking once, but that's it.
Yeah, never been caught, but I've caught lots of people. I almost got caught when I was 18 with my first girlfriend. We were going to drive out in the middle of the forest and make out, and we found a little path and we got out there, and I'm like, hey, I think we're good. And just as I was going over to give her a kiss, a car rolls up in front of us, and they need to get out. We were on somebody's driveway that was like a mile long, and so we had to back up out of this driveway about a quarter mile and lock eyes with the guy that was driving with us, and he knew why we were there. So he's coming this way, we're going back this way, and me and Amber are just staring at this guy staring at us because he knows why we're there. We couldn't have been the first ones. He had to have done that a few times.
Okay, so I got caught hiking in my adult life, like within the last 5 years or whatever. In Ripon, where the Taco Bell is and then it like dead ends into the court behind like the Love's gas station. I was back there with a guy in his truck hanging out, and the police rolled up because it's Ripon, right? And so he hands the guy his driver's. I was like 21, because we were drinking age. And he hands the guy his driver's license and his dad's card, because his dad was a cop in Oakland, right? And he goes, "Did you just hand me your dad's? I should give you a ticket just for handing this to me, right?" And he was like, "My dad told me to." He goes, "I bet your dad didn't tell you to," right? But lets us go. This guy totally, obviously, we stopped dating. He totally ghosts me. This guy ghosts me a few weeks later. And I'm driving home from work and I see him pulled over getting a ticket. And it was awesome.
Was this the Army guy?
The guy who pretended he was going to boot camp. Same guy.
Yeah.
He told me he was going to the Army. This guy would rather go to pretend boot camp than date me.
I can't date you because I'm going to be a soldier. I'm not going to be a soldier.
No. And then I caught him kissing his ex-girlfriend, who he is now married to, in his driveway.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fake
that's awesome.
Army, the same guy. Yep. And then I saw him getting a ticket, and I was so excited because I was like, I bet he gave that cop his dad's card too.
Karma has a way of getting you.
Mm-hmm.
I always, growing up, I got caught one time. What's that?
That guy's on my Facebook. We still talk once in a while.
Is he?
Remember? Yeah, there was a radio guy who went hard on me on social media one time, and that guy is a mutual friend, and he was the only one to defend me.
We should have him on and ask him about ghosting you and the Army thing.
Oh, no, because here's what happened. We've talked about it on the air, right? And he's from Manteca. So somebody from Manteca called him and was like, Madden is telling this story on the air, and he was pissed, dude. He was like, that was like 20 years ago. Why would she tell that story? And then I realized on social media that the woman he married was the one he was dating her the same time he was dating me. So he didn't want her to know.
See, I feel like 20 years later, that's a cute story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not cute for you. But it is cute. It's 20 years ago.
He was cute too. That's
funny. That's funny.
I'm not going to say his name because I got him in trouble the first time, but he's the same name as the guy up here. And then the first guy I ever loved and did anything with and lost all my pride to, his same name.
I think it would be fun to have a show where like we have one like how would you say it? Civil ex on, We
should.
Totally.
I could drag him and he wouldn't come out here right now. I'm at my friend's house right now. He wouldn't come out here. He would tell you he's sleeping. Can you hear me talking? Do you want to come out and be on the live stream?
In your underwear?
His underwear have my face on them.
You got him underwear with your face on him? Yes. Did you get a bundle collection when you got my socks? Did you get the underwear at the same time?
The same time.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He would roast me that I don't work. And what else would he say? I'm crazy.
What and would
I cross too many boundaries. Like I do things that are not normal that I think are normal, but they're not normal.
Okay. Like just in general or?
Yeah.
Or like, adult time?
Like he was out of town and I stayed here for like 2 weeks without telling him.
Well, yeah, that's breaking and entering.
I know. And
yeah,
I think it's funny and he doesn't, and I still make jokes about it and he doesn't think it's funny.
That's is that a PC 459?
I'm like, I have a key. It's not breaking and entering if I have a key.
No. My ex also has a key. Can't come in unless you knock.
No, I don't think he can hear right now. I don't think he can hear us out here right now. I think he has earplugs in.
Oh man, if my ex, okay, let's see. Well, I mean, I don't have that many exes.
Any civil ones would go? Do you have any civil ones? Because I can guarantee that I could probably have like 8 dudes tomorrow be like, yeah, I'll come talk about you.
Well, because I don't have like a whole lot of exes that I dated. I just have like exes. Yeah. I mean, people I've dated, but I haven't really dated that many people either. I'm trying to think. Because since I've been single, I've only really dated a few people, and like the one person that I kind of casually dated, ended up being somebody that was dating somebody I knew, and that was just too weird for me. So that, yeah,
My
I don't
friend,
think I would.
like he doesn't get like I do whatever I want. And he doesn't get jealous. He's not like that. But like other guys I've dated would probably be like, I have too many guy friends. Like you're my best friend. This guy's my good friend, and I'm still really good friends with my ex-husband. It's weird. So that's a thing that a lot of guys that date me don't like. We can't go anywhere that's private. None of my life is not private at all. And that's one of the reasons I moved up this way. You know what I mean? And then what else would they say about me? I'm too flirty. I'm way too flirty. Yeah, Ian's handsome, isn't he, Fally?
Wow, thank you.
What else would they
be
say?
all super self-conscious of.
I ghost in the morning.
Okay.
Even when I was dating Chris, he's like, we've been together 5 months, and you leave nothing behind when you leave my house. And I'm like, I know. I take every single piece of article with me on the way out because I just don't know if I'm ever coming back.
I would say the rub on me would be that I can't sit still. So I think they get a little annoyed because I cannot sit still.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but I don't ghost. I feel bad ghosting, but like, how would you say it? Like, let's say you're just kind of laying down and let's say you're laying down and relaxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're laying down and relaxing, you got about 5 minutes before my leg starts to twitch and I start to kind of look around and be like, this is killing you, isn't it? Yeah, I want to get up and go do something. I can't lay here like this. So I would think that would probably be the rub on me. I talk a lot. I explain too much. And I think that they would say that I get too 9-year-old boy excited over stupid things. Like I'll get 9-year-old clap my hands over things. Be like, oh my god, that's so awesome.
See, that's the thing that the guy, because I usually date older, like about me is that I'll laugh. Like when I laugh, I could take out a whole room with my laughter, and I'll laugh the stupidest stuff, dude. Stupidest stuff. Yeah, you're kind of ADD. You're a lot ADD. You can't.
I'm
sit
super ADD.
Time.
And even medicated, I'm ADD. Like even medicated, like the medication helps, but like there's a difference between medicated and unmedicated eating. You can tell.
Yeah.
So when I start like,
go ahead.
I was just say, even sitting here like this, like I can't stop my leg from moving because I'm ready to go up and kind of walk around a little bit,
Yeah.
So, but it's a good exercise in patience and sitting still and just being present in the moment and not thinking about 2 minutes from now,
Yeah. I talked to this one guy for a little bit that he didn't like he was annoyed with how fabulous my life was, right? Because our jobs are cool. Like we're done at 10,
Right.
So every time he wrote me, like I was on my way to go do something else cool. And he's like, do you work at all? And it like bothered him a lot. And so
really?
once I told him, that I was on my way to Pilates. And he was like, oh, okay. So I get to Pilates and I was there for a photo shoot. And I just never heard from that guy again. Like he hated that my life was so radical.
That's so weird.
It was so weird. Yeah.
I think, here's the other rub on me. When I get into something, I really get into it and I stick with it, right? Like it's kind of like, okay, so like right now, I've had a few people that I've dated or talked to, and every time that we're talking, I'll be like, hey, guess what I'm doing right now? You get 2 guesses and the first one doesn't count. Be like, you're disc golfing again, aren't you? Yeah, I am. And I used to put that on the back burner, but I don't think I can do that anymore. And I was going to ask you, and maybe this is something we can talk about in the next stream, is putting things on the back burner, because I put this on the back burner a couple of times, and both times I've done that, I've had really poor results.
Yeah.
So like maybe next stream, if you want, or if we wanted to, we could talk about like, because I know that when you dated, you put some things on the back burner too that like you rediscovered. You're like, why did I put that on the back burner? Why did I put that part of myself aside when that part was so integral into keeping me in the moment that I'm in right now?
Yeah. Let's do that at the 9. I want to show my shirt too. My cute shirt.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, and I gotta get my shirt too, huh?
Yeah. Are we coming back on at 8 or 9?
Ladies' choice.
Well, if we do 8, I might be able to talk him into coming out here and telling
Let's
you.
do 8 then. I want it. You know what? I want that to happen. It's been 5 years. I've never spoken one word to that man.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I'll see you guys in a minute. Bye.
Bye, guys.